Hi, this is Sarah from Every Song Sucks, and I'm kind of continuing on the lines of telling you guys about things that I am doing in life, I guess, and because people were curious. So I have been getting tattoos in the last few years. I didn't get any when I was a kid. I've always found them interesting. Always thought they were pretty cool, but I don't know. I just wasn't ready. I didn't have the ideas ready. I didn't. I had sensitive skin, and I was worried about the reaction and whatever, and I'm glad I waited till I was an adult before I went ahead. But the second tattoo I got was actually just a few years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, and I always try to think of like these deep reasons for stuff and whatever. I don't just get just a plain whatever, so it's kind of complicated, but I'll go into detail. But I'll also say that I struggle the most with the healing of this tattoo, and I think it's because I had a knee injury just like a couple months prior, and my knee injury was struggling to heal. It still actually plagues me to this day. My knee has never been the same, but I had asked my tattoo artist if it was a big deal, and she thought it wouldn't be a problem, but it ended up that my body was fighting healing my knee, I guess. So I had gotten it's a thigh tattoo, and it just struggled a lot to heal. I actually had like a bit of an infection. It took longer. She had to do some touch-ups on it. So it was kind of scared me, I guess. I was worried I was gonna not heal because I've had experiences where I had trouble healing with like piercings and stuff. So yeah, I have allergies to metal and sensitive skin and all that. But anyways, it was the worst one. But it's actually one of my favorite tattoos. I was actually surprised at my body's reaction to it because it was actually twitching and having like reflexive reactions. And when I got the touch up, it felt like almost like nothing. It was very weird. I was actually falling asleep. I was in a different position the second time, but in any case. Anyways, so let me get into it. So basically the tattoo is, it's a little girl, which is symbolizing just like childhood in general, and just, you know, being that fresh person who's just learning about life. And I feel like a lot of times what happens is because we're fresh like that, things come in and lies are told to us in various ways. And we take them on and believe them because we don't know any better. And so that's what this is about. So it's like the bottom of her skirt is actually a cage. Inside is one of my favorite creatures on the planet, and that's bats. So I like bats, probably because a lot of people don't like bats, and I think they're really cute and really cool. They're sweet and interesting. And so I decided to put them in, and so they're in this cage. And the ones that are in the cage, they're actually kind of fading away, maybe even dying, and they're stagnant. And that kind of symbolizes kind of staying in those lives that we're told. And then the door is open, and some of these bats are getting out, and so they're becoming more colorful as they hit the sky. And the sky is obviously where they should be. So that symbolizes just kind of recognizing lies we're told and letting go of them, and painting a different landscape, and just freeing ourselves from them. And so I know for me personally, I've had many lies that I've believed. One of the biggest ones was when I was just 11 years old, and my sister was struggling with cancer. She fought it for over 5 years, and it ended up taking her life. And actually, I donated my bone marrow to her, and et cetera, et cetera. But it was a big, long, painful experience. I was exposed to a lot of children that were very sick in the cancer ward, and it was very devastating to be young, because my sister died when I was 17. And during that time, I had my father and my maternal mother that came to me, and they told me very seriously that my mother was depressed and struggling, and that I really needed to find it in myself to not cry around her or be upset. They told me that it was better for her this way, and I believed it. So I did everything I could. I learned ways to not cry when I felt like I needed to focus on other people, and I became a person that really hardly ever cries, and I've realized it as an adult, so I do try to fight against it, and that this is one of the big lies I've believed. Another lie that I've believed over the years is because I'm so soft-spoken and quiet, I've always thought, maybe what I have to say isn't important, because in reality, a lot of times people had to ask me over and over, what was I saying? They had to make an effort to hear me, and I thought, why? Why? Nobody needs to actually hear what I have to say. It's no big deal. It doesn't matter. And I've come to realize, you know what, it does matter. Another thing that I've learned as an adult is that I need to have more limits and boundaries and that, and not just be so relaxed that it doesn't matter, because it's healthy to have limits and that. And I think I used to believe that having no limits was actually helpful, which I have come to realize it's really not. So yeah, so those are some of my kind of lies I've believed over the years that I'm letting go of. I think it's different for everyone, and I think we all have them. And I would encourage you to figure out, dig deep, figure out what they are, and let them go. And it takes work, it takes steps, but you can do it. And yeah, the actual tattoo experience was really cool, and I think it was one of the most healing experiences I've ever had. And now I have a reminder I can look at, and it's like the pain of it was necessary. And my tattoo artist was amazing. So yeah, so that's my story of my thigh tattoo. So take care. See you in the next